Hello, everybody. Welcome into the stream. Getting started here. All right, let me real quickly go ahead and adjust these settings real quick. All right, we're good to go. So, today, hello, Kylie. Welcome in. Hello, El Cabaretta. I hope I pronounced that right. Sorry if I didn't. Today, we are going to be expanding the cliffs here. Gonna be a whole lot of fun, of course. Up here, I've got some resources left over from Tuesday's stream, so hopefully we'll have enough to get everything that we're doing today done. Hello, welcome in, everybody. All right, so thank you, Andre. Absolutely love to hear that. All right, so just like Tuesday, I'm gonna collect some random garbage blocks here, and we're just gonna go mark out where these cliffs are gonna go. All right, so I didn't realize how low I was on rockets, but hopefully we don't end up running out and getting stuck out here. So over here, we can use the free cam once I land. On Tuesday, we did some work over here. We expanded the cliffs from about there all the way over to here. And that's because we are prepping for a project to go right here in the next video. And so we need to get these cliffs to go a little bit farther down this river here to make it look pretty, so that when I look from this angle, it's not just that. I play on Java Edition. I'm currently on 121.5. I'm looking to update really soon to 121.7. I need 2 more mods to get updated, and then I should be good to upgrade there. I've been waiting like a month for these mods to get upgraded, and just as they're almost all ready to go, today they release version 121.8. So as soon as I'm about ready to update, they release a new version. So it's going to be like another month until I'm able to upgrade to this newest version, because my mods aren't going to be upgraded in a long while. It's usually about a month after a version rolls out that the mods get updated. All right, so I'm thinking that we need to take these cliffs at least out to this point. I would love to get them out to about here. I don't know how many resources I have, so hopefully it'll be enough. We ended up using about half of what I had on this section. This is a pretty large area here, so assuming that size, double it over here, we're definitely good to get to here, I think. You game grow a grade. I don't know what that means. Sorry, but I have no idea what that means. I don't really play too many other games besides Minecraft. The only other game that I will consistently play is War Thunder. I have a little bit of a War Thunder addiction, but other than that, I don't really play much else. All right, so it's this hill, right? Yeah. Oh, that's not very far at all from the ground. I'm going to try and keep this as close as I can to the center of this river, I think. I don't want to go too far out. No, you're good, you're good. Don't worry about it. How's that looking? Oh yeah, that's working. Very nice. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, all right. So these cliffs will hopefully end up hiding all of this very well. I don't know exactly what I want to do with the terrain on top yet, but well, that's something we'll figure out after we get these cliffs in. I know that we're going to put the giant cathedral on top here, so it will be looking very nice. And it's a pretty big project. I spent all morning working on the design, so it's going to cover a large portion of this terrain. Hopefully I won't have to do too much in terms of actually hiding, or not hiding, but just terraining. How's this looking? All right, we're probably right about there. We'll do a 4. We'll do another 4. And we'll come back in by 4 again. And I think we're just going to go out to about here. I think just like right here would be perfect. So from here, we'll do 2 that way. We'll do another little bit, and then we'll just finish this off. All right, that should work wonderfully. Now we can go ahead and sleep through the night. Not yet. Not dark enough yet. All right, let's check how that looks. Yeah, it seems fine. So that should work perfectly, I hope. We may have to take this another little bit. Like I said, I don't know if I have enough resources to go all the way out to here, but I probably don't want to go all the way out there yet, because once I get out there, my brain's just going to want to keep going, and I really don't want to do all of this river yet. But I think that view will work. That should hide that normal Minecraft terrain pretty well. All right, sleep through the night real quick, and now we can start placing blocks. No, we can't. I forgot the blocks that I actually need. I brought all the blocks except the ones I need to actually get started. Sounds about right. And now we're out of rockets. So we're going to be using a horse for the rest of this. When night comes back around, actually, we will do some creeper hunting. I don't know why I just slept through the night, actually. I should have done some creeper hunting. Alright, we're gonna need all of these boxes, really. Should have just grabbed them all in the first place. I don't know why I didn't, but here we go. We got all of our stuff now. Yeah, I do think we're gonna end up needing a bit more stripped wood. So let's go real quickly get that. Put this stuff away here. All right, real quickly, let's go get a little bit more stripped spruce wood, and then we'll get to work. We're probably okay, but I do want to get another stack just to be safe. I don't really think this is going to be enough for that whole section. On the bit we did on Tuesday, it used... Is this the hyphen? No, that's the hyphen. The bit we did on Tuesday used a little over 2 stacks, so I think we should get somewhere around that. We are low on spruce wood, so hopefully we can get enough out of this. Hopefully. Give it a minute. The system break. Nope, there it goes. It's working. There we go. All right, so this should give us 48, if I'm not mistaken. Whoa, don't go in there. Get out the axe. Yeah, 48. There it is. And I think that'll be enough, but just to be safe, I'm gonna hit it. Just to be safe, I'm gonna hit the button again. And while we wait, dude, is there somewhere I can put you? Of course not. All right, that's okay. That's okay. Well, he won't be a problem. Hopefully, right? Oh, where'd he go? He'll be fine. All right, so the rest of that will come on in. Just gonna finish up with this stack. All right. Perfect. So let's go ahead and grab this real quick. Where did my lead go is a good question. Grab that and we can head on back. This will definitely be enough. I have no doubt about that. All right. Also, for when we do the creeper hunting, let me just bring a little bit of paper in my ender chest or something. That way I don't have to come all the way back up here. Where's the sugarcane? There's a stack. We'll craft some of that. Paper in the ender chest. All right. And then we also need to grab a fence post of some sort so we can tie up the horse down at the work site. Another brick that will have to do. Hey, get back here. All right, let's go. What I need to do is work on the paths around here a little bit. As you can see, I have the path coming from the fishing village up top the cliffs. The path itself is level. It comes up here. I need to connect it to the starter base area. Once these paths are connected, we can ride the horse all the way down into the village. But from there, you know, you can't go anywhere because it's like a peninsula. So I'm going to have to connect a path over there eventually. Not going to deal with that now, though. That'll probably be somewhere around 3-ish hours to install that. Not including the time it'll take to collect the mud. So, yeah, that's not today's problem. Today is just going to be about the cliffside. Yeah, all right. This isn't as far as a journey on horse as I thought it was. We may need to carve a little bit of a path through this forest, though. No, not really. It's fine, apparently. We're good. Tie you up and get to work. All right, so now that we have all of our resources, we can finally go ahead and get started on the actual construction. Would you look at that? 16 minutes into the stream, and we're actually working already. Tuesday, we ended up spending over 90 minutes collecting resources because I didn't prep at all. Not today, though. All right, so layer 1 is going to be the darker brown color. This is because I think it just better resembles like stone, that stone or dirt that's been eroded a little bit by water. It's darker, of course, because the water always be splashing up on there. Also, whatever bits of sand or whatever might get stuck in it, I'm not really sure, but it just makes it look wet. And that's exactly what we're going for, considering this is the part of the cliff that is right in the water. Now we're going to raise this up a little bit in certain spots, just, you know, random sparse waves, whatever be happening in the ocean. It is a wild Environment, uncontrollable, unpredictable. So you want this to just be random. Just like that, looking very good. And see, that's why we got a little bit more, because I knew it wouldn't be enough. Alright, that should do, just like that. Now from here, we're going to grab our coarse dirt, and we're just going to go one on top of each of these. Realistically, I don't know how high water would be hidden in this area. It's a river. So, yeah, this might be a little unrealistic, but who cares? It looks good. I got it all the way around on the other end of the cliffs. We're sticking with it. The real challenge when it comes to these cliffs is just going to be how I blend it in with the cliffs over there at the logging camp. Those don't exactly match anything. Oh. Okay. I'm out of the coarse dirt, so we gotta go all the way back up. Yeah. Alright. What time is it? Alright, nighttime is in about 2,000 ticks, so very soon here we will be able to go hunt those creepers. I'm really looking forward to that, because Elytra is so much more efficient. I can't believe I went over 1,000 days not having Elytra. I went over 1,000 days just on this horse. I don't know how I did that looking back. Alright. The sun is going down. We will be able to hunt those creepers very soon. 1,500 ticks from dark. Up here, we needed some coarse dirt. Also, where's my rabbit? There's supposed to be a rabbit leaded to that fence post. How does my rabbit keep disappearing? This is like the 3rd time he's gotten off the lead, and I don't know how. None of the other animals that I have on leads manage to just get off it like that. But somehow the rabbit, it just keeps getting off the lead. I don't understand. Do I not have any dirt? I do not have any plain dirt. Of course not. That's not a big deal though. Also, creepers will be spawning in about 400 ticks. We're only gonna need about a stack of dirt, so we can just real quickly grab that. We'll get 2 just for good measures. I don't want to have less than I need. And there we go. More than enough dirt. Now we can go hunt some creepers for the rest of the night. Hopefully get some rockets back in my pocket. I have spent a lot of time lighting up most of this area, so I'm not sure how much we're gonna find. I know I haven't lit up this hill here, so hopefully we'll be able to find a decent bit over here. Hopefully, maybe. Why is nothing spawning? Oh, I hear noise. Alright, good. Things are spawning. I was really concerned there. Just nothing was spawning, like, at all. We can harvest all this. I've not been up here in a hot minute. It's been quite a while since I've been up here, actually. Yeah, why is there, like, nothing spawning? Well, there's some guys. Ah, here we go. Just what we're looking for. 4 gunpowder on the very first one. Very nice. Because of how overpowered the sword is, I can just insta-kill pretty much everything but creepers. That's because creepers don't fall under any of those special categories like undead or arthropod. But I can insta-kill any of those types of mobs. Just because I managed to get every single sword enchantment on here. Fantastic. Oh, that was really weird. Alright. I don't know why there's no creepers spawning. I was hoping I'd just be able to kill like half a dozen creepers and move on, but none are spawning. There's one. I don't know why we're having such a hard time with this. I think we're going to start heading back to the base, because I don't understand why nothing's spawning, and I don't really want to deal with this for the next 10 minutes. Oh, please don't blow up. Oh, there we go. There's 3 in this hole. Perfect. There we go. I found where they were all hiding. There we go. 14 gunpowder. Now that is enough to work with. So now we can go ahead and get back to work. I do see another creeper up here. We'll grab him first, though. From here. Nice. Alright, so that's more than enough to work with. We're definitely good on that front. Let's go grab those 2 stacks of gravel we're going to need, and then we can head back to the cliffs. Oh, perfect. There's another creeper up here. We can get you real quick. There we go. 18. All right, so that is more than enough. We'll grab this one last creeper, and then we can get that gravel we need. No. Just as I'm about to clean up, too. Just as we're about to be done with that. Fantastic. Gotta love when that happens, right? The creepers always manage to get that path of mine up there, so at least they missed the path this time. I'm really sick of having to fix that. Plus, mud is like kind of expensive if we're gonna be realistic here, so I'm really glad I don't have to deal with that again. We should probably sleep before more creepers show up. Oh yeah, that's right. Look at that. All right, bedtime. And then we can go back to work on the cliffs. Finally. Before we do that, let's real quickly craft the rock. Why are you guys destroying my field? Okay, nice. Real quickly, the 2 stacks of gravel. I've said it like 6 times now, so I better actually have some, right? Yep, there it is. Coarse dirt. Bingo, bango, we good to go. And before this dude... Is he in there? Dude, come on, really? Whoa. I don't want to hit my sheep. Oh, there's my rabbit. The rabbit ended up in here somehow. You know what? At least he's contained. He kept running away. I like using these rabbits in the forest. The rabbits work really nice in the forest. And I really got sick of chasing them down. He just kept running away. No, that one's not in the forest, of course. He was used as one of the breeders to supply the forest, but nonetheless, I still got really sick and tired of having to chase him down. I don't understand why rabbits can get off of a lead on a fence post. No other mobs seem to do that, but the rabbits find a way. And I don't understand how, because whenever you look at the rabbit, like whenever you're just sitting there and you see it in the corner of your eye, it's never really like yanking on the lead. Ow. I just hit my desk. So I don't understand how it, yeah, I don't know. Not really sure. All right, so once we get that coarse dirt in, we're going to come back with our mangrove wood, of course. All right, so we can go ahead and get this in. This one's also real simple. It's just going, oh, yeah, we should have enough. I've got a full stack. This is just going right on top of everything we've built already, so nothing special happening with this one. Yeah, all right. Finish this off real quick. Oh, missed a spot there. Fill this all in. Yeah, I thought we'd have enough. So now that we have all that done, this is where we start recessing it back a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some tuff and we're going to go one back right behind whatever this top block is. All the way along. So this one takes a hot second to get in place. But once it is in place, the rest of this starts going pretty quick. And we only do one layer of tuff. Like one singular block ring of tuff all the way around. It just, I think, works as a nice bridger between the darker stone colors and the brown. Also, it just adds something like interesting to look at when you're looking at the cliffs. In certain spots, you do end up going the too tall. It just really depends on what the block situation is. Again, these are just cliff sides, so there's nothing really, you know, advanced or interesting going on here. All right, we're about halfway there with the tuff. Like I said, this layer is really kind of annoying to put in. Oh, give me a sec. It is really hot in this room. Oh my goodness. Carrying on with our tuff here. All right. How's this looking? Haven't looked at it in a sec. Yeah, it works good. From this view, this is going to work great because the cliffs are just going to kind of disappear behind the forest. So you're not really going to notice them disappearing. Plus, it does cascade back this way a little, so you're not even going to really notice. You're just going to... If you're standing over there looking at them, it's just going to look like these cliffs are naturally curving, and it's not going to look like a harsh ending at all, which is perfect. Of course, though, whenever I'm trying to get like a camera angle of this future project from over here, you're going to have a little bit of a problem. So hopefully it won't be too bad. Again, if it is a problem, we can just continue to add some more cliffs. It's not like it's a difficult thing to do. It just takes a little bit of time. All right, so this place is starting to look really good. Let's see how this is looking just like all together as one piece so far. Yeah. I think once we get to the like brown layer, that light brown tan layer, you'll really be able to get a vibe for what this is all looking like. Oh, a little bit more tuff. There we go, looking good. All right, yeah. We just got about half a dozen more blocks to go. We're almost there. Ah, okay. We nearly made it all the way to the end of that layer without falling in. So close. Okay, so here we go. Put that there. That there. And that is this layer completed. So now we get to move on to the next layer, which is the darker stones. So we're going to grab our smooth basalt and our cobbled deep slate. We're going to go all the way back over to this end. It's easier to work from where you have already built some cliffs. Let's please not fall in again. Oh, bruh. All right. So over here, we're going to build the darker stone portions, which really, again, there's not too much going on here. It's not recessed or anything, so it is a much easier layer to work with. We're just going to take this up to around the same height as what we've already got in place and move on. Unfortunately, this layer, in my opinion, is one of the most important ones because it kind of sets the tone for the whole thing. It's the biggest one. So I check this layer way too much while building it. But in the end, it ends up being worth it because the alternative is you don't check it enough and it ends up looking really bad. And we don't want that. Put one there. All right. How's that? Yep, still looks like a cliffside. Oh, put that there. This one will go a little bit lower. We'll just kind of slope it down a little bit over the next maybe 3 of these. And then we'll slope it back up a little bit for a high point. So we'll continue downwards. Here we're going to go down again. Or no, we'll keep it about the same. Then we'll go down once over here. Just like this. And from there now, we got a high point, we got a low point, and we'll go work our way back up to another high point. Just to add a little bit of variation, like you can follow the curves waving through it. I think it adds a lot of character to the builds, and it makes it a lot more fun to look at compared to just if it were all straight lines. Did I miss a block? No, we're good. So here we're gonna slope it up a little bit more again, and we're just gonna kind of keep going with this pattern all the way through this entire section. We can go one more. Yeah. And then over here, we'll do probably 2 more upwards. How are we looking on resources? Good enough. So this one will go up, up. And we're just going to go a bit gradual incline here. We're actually going to knock this one down. We're going to put one there. And from here, we're going to go down again, probably to this point. So we'll mark that. We'll keep this about the same level right here. And let's sleep real quick so I can actually see what I'm doing. Bed. We can go right here. Ah, daylight. Gotta love it. Also, my clouds are working here. In my testing world, the clouds just like completely break with the shaders. I don't know why that is, and I'm trying to figure it out, but they're working right here. So I'm not really sure about that. But hey, at least they do work here. They look beautiful, don't they? We'll slope this down a little bit more. This actually needs to go down one there. And I think work it like that. Yeah, that works. That works. Looking good. And then here we'll do a little bit back up, and then here we'll go down once again. And this will be the low point, like I mentioned earlier. And now we're going to work it back up. And then, yeah, just going to continue the pattern all the way along. It's working. It's working. Okay. Back to work. So yeah, we're going to take this up a little. Is that too steep? No, it works fine. And we're just going to continue to gradually incline. Actually, let's change these out for the basalt. Just like that. There's a little bit of a peak right there. No, I want that over there. How is that looking? Ow. Sorry. Kicked the, well, not kicked, but I hit the microphone. Why did I say kicked? All right, so we'll do one more up. We'll get like the high peak right there, I think. Is this looking too wavy though? Because I don't have really waves anywhere else. They're pretty standard in most of these other spots. I mean, over there's a little bit of a wave, so maybe we get this to a peak and then we stabilize it for a little bit. All right, that'll be the peak. And then from here, we're gonna try to stabilize it for a little bit. So just like that, really. How does that look? Yeah, I mean, it looks fine. And then here we'll go... Oh. Sorry, guys. It is really hot in this room right now, actually. This is actually the coolest day we've had in a couple weeks by me. So I can't believe it's this warm in the room right now. All right, so there's that level. Carrying on. We'll take it down a little bit. We'll take it down again over here. Stabilize that. How's that looking? Yeah. Actually, we should increase the two of those a little bit. Try to level it out a little bit more. And we are mostly done with this level, or this layer. This is the largest layer. We have a little bit more. We definitely... Oh. We might not actually have enough to finish the project. Looking at the box, because we have a whole nother section with the darker stone at the top. And we only have like 4 stacks left. So that's not great. But we'll figure that out when we get there. Hopefully it won't be a major problem. Let's take these down. And then we'll just, yeah, I'm sorry. My my brain is struggling right this minute. Level this out again, like right there. How much more? All right. That's not that much. And we actually need more dark stone here. Because we have another high, or not high layer. It's a smaller layer, but it's still another layer that's got to go in here. So, yeah, that might, We're definitely going to be out of resources. I was really hoping we had enough, but we're almost certainly going to need to go get some more. However, we do have enough to finish this layer, so that's good. We should have enough to finish the next layer too, so we can just kind of keep that steady progression going. Alright, that's pretty good. We're gonna take this to be a bit of a lower point right there. I'm taking a lot of fall damage, do I? Yeah, I got the feather falling. I got the right boots on, so I don't know why. It seems like I'm taking so much damage. We'll put 2 of those there. We'll come over here. How's that looking? All right, that's looking pretty solid. Got a very little bit left to go here. I think this is the last stack of cobbled deep slate in the inventory. Yes, it is. All right, we got 3 more to go. We'll go with the basalt, deep slate, basalt, deep slate, and then the final layer here, we'll go deep slate, basalt. Yada, 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 you get the drill by now. And we can take a step back. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, it's nothing crazy special. So now, it will be getting dark soon, but we need to get out probably just the rest of these resources. There ain't very much left. Ooh, yeah, that's not good. I was really hoping that we would have a little bit more. I really was thinking that we would have enough to completely finish this section. All of this, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. Alright, so this layer is going to be recessed into the wall. And it's a pretty small layer, like that's it, really. Just like that, nice, quick, and easy. Again, we'll have highs and lows on this layer as well. Keep things nice and interesting. Is this a high point? Yeah, that's a pretty high point. Well, yeah, I'd consider that probably the high point for this, yeah. I don't know what I was debating there. We can sleep in about 1,000 ticks. Gonna have to put one of those there, fill that in. And then here, like those 2 spots. we'll keep this going pretty steady. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. All right, it is dark enough that we can sleep now. So let's go ahead and get out our bed so that I can see once again what I'm doing. Put that right there. All right. Back to work. Also, I think this should be deep slate block. Or not deep slate, the basalt. For some reason I couldn't think of the name of it just then. This one will be a little bit of a lower point. Get in these over here. How's that looking? Yeah, it's looking good. So this right here, I think we're going to have be a little bit of a lower point. So we'll just do like that, like that. Come in back here. This will ramp up a little bit. Put one of these here. And steady but slow ramp up, you know? What we should do actually is level this out a little bit right here. We'll go 2. And then we can continue on. A little bit of a higher point there. Yeah, this is working pretty well, if I do say so myself. Give me a sec here. Get a sip of water. All right. What we're going to do, we'll put 2 there. Try and level this out a little bit. I think this needs to get knocked down. And that works, I think. I am pretty happy with that. Ooh, it is very hot in here. Get a block back there. Block there. Okay. Hey, World King 950, welcome in, welcome in. Just working on some cliff sides over here. Hope you're having a good night. We need to knock that down. I'm still not happy with that. What, here maybe? Yeah, that works. I like that. Now we can come on over here. Block there. We'll get in there, and we can also get these. All right, looking good. We'll put 2 more here. We can fill in probably to there. This will be a high point, I think. That should look pretty good as a high point. So what are we thinking for a high point? Is that, that's definitely too high. That will work for a good high point, I think. So from here, we need to just slowly bring things up to that level. And then here we'll go up, 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 up. And I think that that works. Yeah. We got a block in there. Easily bridge that gap a bit better. All right, that's looking pretty solid. We are halfway done with this level layer. Yeah. Words, that's right. All right, so here we're going to match that high point, and we're going to slowly take this down to a low point that I think should go over here. I mean, that's probably good for the low point. Yeah, that'll work. So now here, I'm gonna slope it up a little. How much farther do we gotta go? 2 blocks? Yeah, so this will work. And then from here, we need to fill that hole real quick. All right, see, it works its way down. That works wonderfully. Over here, we can go 1 and 2. That would actually make this the low point because it's even lower than the aforementioned low point. We can work our way back up. I do think we should have another high point, but I think we should keep this pretty steady out until about here. So I'm thinking, I mean, we're going to want to ramp it up a little bit, but not maybe 1 block. And we can slowly, we'll take it up to that 1 block, and then we're just going to keep this pretty steady. Nothing too special. We need to fill in these 5. How's this looking? Yep, looking good. And we got this 1 more spot to fill. All right, so there's that section in there now. Got a little bit more to go. I'm thinking high point, probably over here. So I'm thinking if we make this a high point, 2 more. This is 82. This was 82. So that, well, actually, let's say 83. Yeah, no, this one's 83. We'll go 1 more. That'll work, and then we can bridge this. Ba. Just like that. Over here, this one, we can bring it down a little bit from the high point. And then we've got 2 more sections to fill in real quick. And we are now at that high point. Or we will be at that high point. Yeah, all right, just like that. That works for me. And then fill in that right there, block there. And we've got just a tiny little bit more to go. So what we're going to do for this section is gently slope it down. Hello, AN13 Gaming. Welcome in. About a dozen more blocks to go here. Ooh, all right. So we are going to slowly bring this down a little bit. I think what we're going to do is probably bring it down to about here over the course of that. And we can get in this final little bit here on the end. And now we just got to bridge this gap, and that will be this layer completed. All right, a little bit more to go. Let's come over here so we can slowly ramp this down a little. And then from there, we just gotta 2 more little sections. And this one will bridge the gap. And there we go. there is that second layer, or third layer actually. The brown at the bottom was the... Hello? What are you guys doing here? I didn't invite you. Oh, I forgot I have that sound effect on. Okay. Ow. That hurts my ears. That is really loud. I totally forgot I had that on. Yeah. So that's the thing I have on. We don't really need to talk about that. But I forgot all about that. Yeah. All right, how much more resources do I got? That ain't much. That really is not going to be enough to finish this, but we don't need any of that until the very end. So we just need to get out some tough. We can get the next section done. Let's head back to the base real quick. We can go ahead and sleep through the night, put away the stuff from our pillager raid there, and I can show you guys why I have that sound effect on as well, actually. Yeah, that's what I'll do. But first, we're sleeping through the night. So can I got this. Ready? Ready? Straight through the window. Oh yeah. Beautiful. All right, so in the morning here, the reason I have that sound effect on... Hello? The reason I have that sound effect on is because of this beautiful model right here. The armor stand that's in actually is locked, so I can't grab that out. But I should have another crossbow just over here that we can use. Let me, put those away. If I don't, we can craft one. I have all the stuff. Right? No. What do I need? Oh, an iron ingot. Yeah, I got one of those right there. Crossbow. Bing. All right, so the reason I have that sound effect on the crossbow is because of those custom models. Oh, perfect. Could always use some more gunpowder. There's a few more rockets. So the reason I added that is because of that custom model. Now, there's a thing that was added in 121.5 where you can rename an item and you can have its model based off of that model or the name. So if you rename the crossbow to pistol, you get this epic looking pistol. And so this is what needed that sound effect. Now, unfortunately, while you can have a certain model for an item based off its name, you can't have the sound be specific to an item's name. So unfortunately, all crossbows just have that sound effect. And if I ever made some other crossbow with a cool, unique sound that I wanted to implement into the game, I would have to have a separate resource pack to add that sound, and I just have to toggle which one I want at that particular time. It's a little annoying. I'm hoping that in some future update they change the way that system works, like they did with the naming model system. Because if they changed it for the models, I would hope they can change it for the sounds too. I don't know if they can, and I don't really think they will, but I'm hopeful because that would be really useful and a lot of fun if they did. This layer is going to be recessed into the cliffside a little bit. Hello once again, World King. How you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful night. All right, so here at the Tough, we're gonna have it follow some of the highs and lows. The real only part of this cliffside that you can see wave is that brown stripe. Right here, I'm not really sure what happened. It just kind of like got stuck apparently. But generally you can follow the wave in the brown, especially once you get past like this point. Yeah. Tell you what, actually, before we start this next section, before we do all this tuff and then the brown, you know, tuff and the rest of that, we're going to go ahead and real quickly take a short break because, like I said multiple times now, it is very, very hot in this room. So you guys are going to go on a be right back screen, and I'll be back in about 2 minutes. All right, peeps, we are back. We can get back to work. Just had to go cool off a little bit. It is still incredibly warm in here, but you know what? We can work through it for at least another hour, hopefully. At least until we get these cliffs done. Like we gotta finish off this section at least. Or at least until we run out of resources, one of the two. Preferably finish the whole thing, but depends on how really is going to depend on how many more resources we're going to need, because we already know we're going to run out. But we are definitely good to get through this whole tuff and dripstone area. Well, actually, I don't know. I have no idea how much dripstone I have. Hopefully it's enough. Considering my luck, probably not. But hopefully. If it isn't, I do know where we can go get a bit more of that real easy. So that wouldn't be too big of an issue. Yeah, I mean, I think we're just going to aim to do like 4 blocks of tuff. 3 to 4 pretty much every single time. And I'm just going to stop checking because it's not really one of those things that I think is worth checking every single time I put in a layer. It's just some tuff. It's just gonna follow the wave of the mountain. I don't think it's really, or not mountain, sorry, cliffside. I don't really think it's that deep. It's raining, it's pouring. Yeah, see, look at that. When you don't check every single layer, things go a bit quicker. Who would have guessed, right? Certainly not me, that's for sure. And then here we'll go up about, we'll do 4 here actually. Make it level with that. Now from here, we're gonna need some there. And we'll go 2. This area here, we'll do a 3 and a 4. Yeah. Nice and easy. We'll do 2 3s there. There we can get in a 4. Here we can get in... We'll do a 3. Here we'll do a 3 and a 4. Oh, I thought I saw an Enderman. It was just that fence post. I was like, how is he not teleporting and going crazy right now? There's no Enderman. I'm just... Yeah. Alright, so we'll get in 4 there. We can do another 4. Here we'll go with the 3. So for any of you interested, that Rooted Dirt Farm, if any of you were in that Tuesday stream, that Rooted Dirt Farm that I was going on and on and on about, probably talked about it for over an hour, if we're going to be realistic. I'm sure everyone was absolutely sick of hearing Rooted Dirt. But I did go ahead and do exactly what I said I was going to do. Tuesday night, after the stream, I ended up spending 5 hours. I did take about a 2-hour break, but then I spent 5 hours working on that Rooted Dirt Farm. For absolutely no reason other than it was stuck in my head and I really wanted to, you know, see what I could do with it. So I didn't end up going to bed until about 5 a.m. I sat there for about 5 hours just working on that Rooted Dirt idea, that farm idea. After about 2 hours of absolute failure, I did have to tear everything down and start again because it was not working. It just was not working. And unfortunately, that was just my fault. That brilliant idea that I had, that I was boasting on and on and on about, I didn't even like end up following that idea. I ended up building some completely other garbage random idea, and what a shocker, it sucked. And I don't know how I got to that point where that's what I was building in the first place. Because the Rooted Dirt Farm that I was talking about for probably upwards of 90 minutes, it was nothing like that. Like, that was not even close to the farm that I was talking about. So I really don't know how that's where I ended up going. Thankfully, that was just the beginning of the project, so it did eventually come back around to where it should have been. And, you know, the idea I was talking about that whole time. And after that, I spent about another 3 hours working on that version of the Rooted Dirt Farm. And by then, I mean, it was working good. Of course, by that point, it was like 5 a.m., so I just said, I'm done, went to bed. And it was working by that point. It wasn't 100%, of course, as with any farm. They usually aren't always exactly what you wanted. So the next day I did spend about another 3 hours working on it. And after those 3 additional hours, I gotta say, that Rooted Dirt Farm, probably one of the best. I mean, there might be some other crazy, really good one that I just haven't seen when I was researching, but from what I could see when I was researching, like, what other people had done for Rooted Dirt Farms, I think I have probably one of the best Rooted Dirt Farm designs. Probably one of, if not the best. I highly doubt it's the best. All right, there's some crazy good farm designers out there, but I mean, I am really proud of that farm. Like, mine is really good. As far as rates go, I was able to get about 90 rooted dirt every minute. Oh. We can sleep after we finish this layer. The end is right there. But yeah, about 90 rooted dirt every 5 minutes. I did a lot of rate testing. I spent about 45 minutes just rate testing. And yeah, pretty consistent. Somewhere between a stack and 25 and a stack and 31 every single 5 minutes. So the farm is very, very good. I mean, as far as rates go, I've seen some of the others. Like I said, when I was researching what other people had done in terms of rooted dirt farms, I mean, they were a lot more hands-on, a lot more work that the player actually has to do. Mine is fully AFKable, and it produces all that rooted dirt. It's about 18 stacks of rooted dirt an hour. I mean, it easily some of the best rates I've seen out of any rooted dirt farm. It's crazy. I haven't actually built it in this world yet, which is a shame because we are going to need more rooted dirt for this section of the project. I almost guarantee it. But that new system is, oh, I cannot wait to install it because it is going to be fantastic. I haven't yet decided if I'm going to do a video about it, like a tutorial. I'm definitely going to make a hardcore video about it because I spent 8 hours designing that ridiculous farm. I mean, it is so, for a rooted dirt farm, it is so ridiculous. It is so extra for what it is. But, I mean, it works. All right, it works. I mean, most people I don't think really need that much rooted dirt. But that farm, I mean, you install it, you definitely will not be needing rooted dirt. You're just gonna have so much readily available to you. It'll be crazy. Normally when people use rooted dirt, they use it for accents. And now I don't know if that's just because they can't get their hands on that much of it, because it is a pain. Even though that farm is really good, like the amount of bone meal it goes through, oh, good luck keeping it stocked. Good luck keeping it running, you know? But it is really good. And yeah, I assume the reason people don't really use rooted dirt that much is simply because it's hard to get. Now, for accents, people could use it a lot more, especially with my farm. Even then, I'm not too sure if many will. But I think if there's a farm that efficient out there, why wouldn't you, right? That's at least my thought process. As far as farms go, too, it's pretty cheap. Like, it's not an overly complicated farm. And another thing I'm really proud of about it, it's incredibly compact. Like, I wasn't even trying to compact it, but it just ended up being pretty compact. Because what I used is the system that I used to start the farm. I just ended up, like, daisy chaining all of the different redstone clock systems to it. Just fantastic. Because I proceeded to just keep daisy chaining the systems together, it ended up causing the system to be overall incredibly compact because there was no needless like redstone fluff running around connecting the systems. Because I just daisy chained all of it together right off the same power source. I just stuck it all right there and it worked so incredibly good. Actually, before we end the stream, I'll probably go ahead and show it off because what happened here? It's like I missed a section. Because I'm so incredibly proud of that rooted dirt farm. Yeah, I don't know what happened here. I just like missed a section of the stuff apparently. Weird. But no, it's good. We're cooking. How far have we gone actually? Yeah. All right. It is looking pretty good as a whole. Like I said, once we get some layers in, it's gonna really look pretty good. And like I was saying, when you're over here, it disappears into the trees. But it kind of looks, if you hit it at the right angle, it just kind of looks like the cliffs might be curving in. And once they're full scale, hopefully it will continue to resemble that, so you're not really going to see any, hopefully it won't look like it just harshly ends. I mean, eventually I will keep these cliffs going down, because I have the logging camp over here, so I could just connect all of this eventually, and it will be like one long flush system, but that is not going to be for a hot minute. Also, ooh, we are almost out of dripstone. Fun. I do know a spot we can go get some more dripstone pretty quick and easy, so I'm not too concerned about that. It will be okay. That is awful. Knock that down. I have very limited of these. Get back here. That's not even the right block. Where'd the... I thought I heard a creeper. There's the dripstone. Yeah, the shaders are nice, but you really cannot see through the water. right, 54 more blocks. I'm gonna bet. How far do I think I can make it? I'm gonna say I can make it out to here. I don't know how accurate that is, but that's what I'm feeling. Oh, yeah, we can definitely make that. I mean, I'm only doing like 3 blocks a section. Or a column. Yeah, we'll be good. Plus the rooted dirt accents, we're definitely good. But yeah, now that I built that rooted dirt farm, which is something I was like really going crazy about, now I need another, you know, project to occupy my mind, just to keep me busy. And I was thinking about that horse racetrack idea of mine, and I am definitely going to come back and work on that eventually. But right now, I've finally started working on the cathedral design. I spent a lot of time this morning working on the plans for that, like the design and everything. It's coming along. It is most certainly... Oh, come on. I dropped another one. That is definitely coming along. I'm very pleased with that as well. It took me... Ooh, how much time do I have on that? I probably have like upwards of 6 to 7 hours on that project already. Unfortunately, I spent a good amount of time just planning it, like where the things were going to go so that everything was done correctly. And instead, I just ended up... The plans were accurate. The layout that I put down was perfect. The issue was that I ended up, while building the actual walls and starting the cathedral, I just completely ignored the plan. And what a shocker, when you ignore the plan that you spent an hour laying out, things don't go smoothly. Who would have guessed? All right, so the not rooted dirt, sorry. Still thinking about that. The dripstone cave is... Nope, we're in the right place. That scared me for... Oh! There's gonna be another hole in here somewhere. There it is. The dripstone is just right down there. But since there are creepers, I would like that gunpowder. Gunpowder for rockets is seriously becoming a problem. Alright, so down here... Yep, dripstone cave. And yeah, now we can just get a little bit more. I assume get 2 more stacks, maybe? That should be enough. And then we're almost definitely going to need some more rooted dirt. So we can go collect that once we're done as well. You can see the system that I've been using for rooted dirt in this world. It's not great. That's kind of what sparked my whole rooted dirt farm idea. That's the reason I've been talking about rooted dirt farms pretty much non-stop for 3 days now. Yeah, I may have a problem now when it comes to rooted dirt. I'm just like obsessed. It's seriously becoming a problem. It's not even a block I use that much. I've just become overly obsessed with the whole idea of farming it. Because it's not a very easy block to get a lot of. And normally when you look online, there's some crazy good farms, you know? There's a bunch of really good ones. Not really for rooted dirt. There are popular ones that I've seen, but like none that are as efficient as I would hope. But I think mine may be one of the best. Okay, so we have 2 stacks now. This place, ooh, definitely keeps going on for a while. Did we come in up here? Oh no, that's not where we came from. How did I get in here? Oh no. How did I get in here? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How did I... Where's my hole? Where's the hole? All right, we're just up to the surface here. The hole is over here, right? Right there. This is the hole. We followed this down to this cave where I then went around. All right, I'm not lost. That's incredibly sad that I couldn't even... I was standing 20 blocks away from the tunnel to get me out. Like, I couldn't figure that out. Whatever, here we go. The hole should be right there. We can just go up, up, and away. Oh, it's nighttime. Alright, we can... Actually, there's no point in sleeping. We're just going to the Rooted Dirt Farm. And that is on the nether roof. This is not the good one that I've been talking about either. This is the garbage one that kind of sparked the whole needing to make a... Oh, dang, that's bright. This is the... Oh, hold up. Before we go in there, I have to grab... Yeah, I think just a stack. And then the question is, how much bone meal is over there? I have this 31, but if there's no extra in here, that's not going to be anywhere near enough. I have another stack. All right, this is enough to work with for now. So the way this farm works is you just place 5 dirt, 5 azalea trees, bone meal them. A very, very poor design, especially compared to the brilliance of the one I spent the last, 8 hours cooking up yesterday. This one is just not. It's not that. But I don't have the new one constructed yet, and it takes quite a fair bit of resources. Actually, if you guys want to see how many resources it takes, I loaded in a schematic from the other world. Rooted Dirt Farm. It's not crazy expensive either, actually. Like, it's pretty good for what it is, and it's really not that over expensive. Like, I am really proud of it. I've yet to build it. Also, I really like to decorate my farms. I like to decorate pretty much everything I build, so I don't know when I'm going to get to building it in this world. Because I'm going to need something to cover it with to make it pretty. And I just don't know what that's going to be yet. Plus, this next project is this cathedral. And I already have a plan for what's going inside the cathedral. I'm not going to share what that is yet because that is a big surprise. Definitely keeping that a secret for the time being. But it will be really cool. And I'm really excited to finally do it. Not to mention, it's been a little while since we've actually discussed what's going to be in this cathedral. We have discussed it before. We've not discussed it in terms of the actual cathedral or anything, because cathedral is a very recent thing. But it is... We're bringing back an old thing with this cathedral, and it's going to be really, really fun. And I'm so excited to bring it back. It's going to be really cool, I think. A lot of people really loved the original idea, and I could have kept going with it, but I hated... I loved the idea, but I hated the way that I was running that original concept. I absolutely hated the way I was doing it. I thought it was awful. And since I've gotten into these custom models, we're going to be bringing back an old thing, but with like the new twist through these custom models. And it's all going to be inside this cathedral. So I'm really excited. Again, I'm not going to spoil what that thing that we're bringing back is yet. It's going to be a big surprise, but do know it's going to be in the cathedral, and I'm really excited for it. I really hope we're going to have enough bone meal for all this. Yeah, this is the really bad azalea farm. Sorry, Rooted Dirt Farm that I've been using. And the new one is so much better. Let me tell you. I don't even think I'm gonna have enough bone meal to get through a full stack. I don't have any bone meal anywhere else right now. I'd have to go actually run the farm, and that's not really gonna be... That's not something I want to do right now. Although I should do that later tonight. Like after stream, because I keep running out of bone meal in all these farms, and I just have none stockpiled. Actually, I was thinking about this problem earlier today when I was taking a break from the cathedral planning. That bone meal farm that I have creates about 10,500 bone meal per hour. I decided to run through the math, like what if I built 5 more of these things? That's 60... Anywhere between 60 and like 65,000 bone meal an hour. If you do that math, that would create about a stack of bone blocks a minute. I believe was the number I ended up getting. Or actually, no, I think that was for if I built a dozen of them. But half a dozen, I mean, you're getting like half a stack of bone blocks a minute. It would be that efficient. So I am seriously considering building 5 more of those farms. And this rooted dirt farm that I've been going on about, I mean, it's... Like I said, it takes a lot of bone meal. It's insane the amount of bone meal it takes. So I think it just makes sense to really buckle down on the bone meal production. With only 8 bone meal left, we can get another full system through. We gotta be very lucky though. 5 trees, 8 bone meal. Alright, so we're getting 3 more. That'll give us just shy of another stack of rooted dirt. I think that will be okay. And we're just gonna collect the rooted dirt now, and we'll blow it up while cleaning up. We can just save that in there, I guess. And then there's that completely cleaned up. So we can now... We'll drop 1 more to blow up the remaining items. And then we can get out of here. And it's almost daytime. Oh, we actually still have a few more items to put away. That's good because it's not quite daytime yet. I don't really want to have to deal with any mobs if I don't have to. Oh, this storage is completely full. All right, let's make another chest. And this one will just be for the oak wood. Yeah, look at all that. All of that is just because of this farm. Like, none of that has anything to do with the actual oak tree farm I have. That's insane. Daytime is in 1,000 ticks. I don't really want to go deal with that. Once we get in there, we're gonna have to put away this, and then we've got the dripstone and we've got the rooted dirt. We can go get to work. All right, 700 more ticks till daytime. We're just gonna wait because I don't want to deal with mob spawning. And it's so close. I mean, we can just sit here for like 30 seconds and just chill. All right, sip on our water. See, look at that. 300 more ticks to go. All right, now it is officially daytime, and it is actually, all right, day 12:20. Really, it's still raining. whatever. It is daytime. We have the rest of the dripstone that we're going to need for this layer, so we can get back to work. See it over there? That's actually a pretty far flight. When I first started these cliffs, I think like 2 weeks ago I started this, I didn't really realize I was going to have this go this far. Like, these cliffs have gone a lot farther than I ever originally intended them to. Or not intended them to, but just that I thought they would. Like, I never really expected them to go this far. A little crazy, if we're going to be real. Alright, I think the move to help things move along a bit more efficiently from here on out is just going to be to go all the way around, like that one tough layer, and just get one block, and then you can come back through and raise it later. It at least feels like it's more efficient to me. Maybe I'm just imagining it, but it does seem a wee bit more efficient. So that's what we're gonna roll with. All right. See, it does feel a lot more efficient now, doesn't it? And back here, 1, 2, 1, 2. Look at that. Now here we're just gonna, you know, fill it in. So anywhere from 2 to 3 more blocks of stuff. Yeah, that's a lot more efficient. So much more efficient. It's actually insane. Yeah, look at how quick this is moving. There we go. And we just got to get over to there. So, I mean, seriously, no time at all. One, and then 2, 3, and then final one. Bingo! So now we can put that away. We can get out some tough once again. And we can get back to work. So, alright, we might as well just take a step back, see how this looks overall. Yeah. Alright, looking real good. So now for the second, or technically the third layer of tough. Now the third layer of tough, pretty simple. This one isn't even a recessed layer. Like, this one is not, it's not even recessed, so it goes really quick. We're just gonna randomly place 2 to 3 tough blocks on top of each layer, and it's gonna go really quick. So, what do we want to talk about now? I want to go back to rooted dirt. Because I could talk about that farm for easily another hour. I'm actually obsessed with it. It's ridiculous. No, but seriously, the cathedral. All right, I spent quite a while this morning working on that, just designing it, and the plan. I spent maybe an hour to an hour and a half making like a floor plan. I went online, finding actual dimensions of the Washington National Cathedral that I'm basing it off of, and the goal is to, you know, kind of base it off of all those measurements, figure out what I need. It was gonna go great. I spent about an hour and a half on that. I got the size down, I got some spacings down, I had pretty much everything I thought I was gonna need for that set up in terms of measurements. I had a floor plan. I just needed to start placing in some blocks. Yeah, that did not go very well at all. As soon as I started placing blocks, I mean, I thought things were going well. They were not, let me tell you. Most certainly were not going well. I mean, it was actually ridiculous. I ended up spending probably close to 3 hours today just cleaning up the mistakes I made on it. I spent all that time making a beautiful color-coded wool floor plan to avoid any critical mistakes and hopefully make the process go much smoother. And instead, I just somehow managed to completely ignore the floor plan. I spent 90 minutes making that plan for it, and I just like completely ignored it. It was awful. All right, but on the upside, the section that I do have done, as far as design going, it does look pretty good. The rest of it is going to take quite a while. Ow. The rest of it is going to go... It's still going to take a while, but it should go quicker. Because now I'm no longer... trying to figure out what it's going to look like, trying to get a shape or design down. Because now I have the shape, I have the design. I just need the, yeah. I just need to, like, I got distracted by, like, changing out resource types, and now I'm just completely lost. Like, I have no idea what I was talking about now. All right. So this is all the resources we have left for this. Which is still a decent bit, but it's not that much, unfortunately. Let me get in a good stretch here real quick. Oh, all right. Okay, so all we have left to do now is get in this top dark layer. Oh. Oh no. That top layer of tough. Oh, I mixed it up. The top layer of tough was supposed to be recessed, and the layer of dripstone was not supposed to be recessed. Look, this is how it is everywhere else. And I just mixed it up. Oh. Alright, tell you what, we're gonna leave it for right now. Because it does look a little weird. I was like, why does it look different? But I think once we get in the top layer, it might look fine. And if I still don't like it, it's still driving me crazy, I can switch it then. It's not like this top layer is gonna ruin it, you know? Dang, that sucks. I can't believe I made that mistake. I'm 100% gonna have to like go back and change that now. There's no way my brain's gonna let that go. Dang, that really sucks. I can't believe I made that mistake. I've been building so many cliffsides recently too. I mean, look at how far these have come. The fact that I'm now making the mistake is ridiculous. Yeah, that sucks. Alright, let's not let that tamper our mood, alright? Let's not let that dampen our mood. We're good. We're going strong. We're getting a lot of progress done. Hopefully we will have enough resources here. Yeah, we're going strong. We're going strong. We're not going to let that ruin our mood here. We're going good. It's not that big of a deal to fix it either. It's just going to take probably half an hour. It's not that bad. Just a little inconvenience is all. Okay. Yeah, I'm being like really quiet because I'm upset about the mistake. But it's okay. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. We'll be fine. It's a simple little mistake. We'll fix it in no time. Or not. For all we know, it's actually going to look good. Maybe it'll look better. All right? We won't even want to fix it. I almost guarantee you I'm going to want to fix it. But it's not that deep. I don't know why I'm still talking about this. So the next project, like after this cathedral and the extra like thing that we're bringing back with the cathedral, I think is going to be the horse derby race that I was talking about. I was talking about that a little bit on Tuesday. I've been talking about it before too. I really want to make some automatic horse racetrack system. And once I upgrade to 21.7 or 8 or whatever version it is, I'll finally have those features. Because I don't actually have the features I need to do that yet, because I'm still in 121.5. Like I didn't upgrade to 6 yet, so I don't have those lead features that I need to do what I want to do yet. But it does seem like I should be able to upgrade next week. And when I do upgrade, then it'll be possible. So I'm really excited to upgrade. Okay, here we are. So there's this next layer completed. We do have a little bit more to go, but yeah, we have to fix the dripstone. 'Cause that's bad. It looks real bad. How unfortunate. I can't believe I made that mistake though. Like that's so... I only have 12 extra dripstone too, so I can't be dropping a whole bunch of it. I need full light for this. Actually, we might get some extras back based on how this is going so far. Oh no, because they'll have to be used at the top to hide. All right, so this one's all 4, 2 and 2. This one is 1 and 3. This one's also 1 and 3. Actually, it might go quicker replacing it than it did putting it in. Well, actually, no, because we did use that. We did things a little differently when putting it in, so this is definitely going to go slower. Yeah, I can't believe I made that mistake. That really sucks. That's really... Yeah. Oh, well, what you gonna do, right? Just gotta fix it up. All right. Ooh, I'm dropping a lot. Ugh. Like I said, I didn't have very much. I only had 12 pieces of extra, so hopefully we're gonna get 12 back once I pick these up. Yep, that's 12. Oh. Alright, it's starting to get like uncomfortably hot in this room again. I really don't want to have to do another rake, but I may have to. Oh, there's one there too. So this one was a 3 and a 1. This one is a 1, 1, and then 2. Yeah, I still can't believe I made this mistake. Like, I've built so many of these things in the last month, it's not even funny. And now I can't remember my own design? Like, really? Just a little ridiculous is all. All right, cleanup is going pretty well. How far along are we? Oh, I mean, we've done maybe a third of it. Yeah, this process is going a lot slower than the original setup, which I kind of saw coming, unfortunately. It's all right though. We're getting this done with. We're dealing with it. One, two, and a one. This one. All right. Yeah, you can see over there. So we're probably about halfway done with this now. We just gotta finish fixing it, unfortunately. There's nothing more I can do about it. The dirt was here. Yeah. Dirt. Up, 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 up. This one's got the one dirt at the top. Right there. And then this right here, this is one weird situation because you got to put it back there. And it kind of makes me think I should just remove that block, actually. All right, this is working for me, though. Nothing crazy. Yeah, we're fixing this thing pretty quick, actually. We've got a very little bit left to go. Did I miss a spot? I did. I missed a spot. All right, we'll have to fix that. Let's go. I think it was right there. Did we see it? There it is. All right, we'll fix that real quick. No problem. Something that I saw online actually last night. So I did the whole thing to get God armor. All right, so I've got all 4 types of protection on my armor. And it's pretty nice. It's very protective. But as we all know, protection only goes up to a max level of 4. Well, I saw a video the other day. People have figured out, using like a bunch of old versions of the game, how to get yourself protection 5. It's actually insane. They showed the whole process and how they did it, how they got to the whole protection 5. It is a lot of work. It's probably not that much worse than what I had to go through to get the whole God armor. And a lot of it, you have to do the same steps for some of it, actually. You end up needing to go to the same exact snapshot. You can get prop 5 God armor. So you end up in the same snapshot I was in anyway. Which is kind of funny to me. Had I just taken a few extra steps when I was originally doing that video, I could have had prop 5. Granted, the video that I saw wasn't out yet, so like the people hadn't figured out how to get prop 5 yet. But now that they have, I really think we're going to have to go back and do the entire process again, which it was a pretty lengthy process, but I mean, come on, it's for protection 5 armor. Protection 5 God armor at that. Like, how do you just say no to that, right? You just, like, how does one just pass that up? You don't. You don't. You just don't pass that up. You just end up needing to sit there and go through it. And over there is where we need to get But it's so insane. They showed the guy showed the normal protection 4 armor compared to normal protection 4 god armor compared to the normal prop 5 and then the normal prop and then the prop 5 with god, like the prop 5 god armor. So prop 5 with level 4 projectile, blast, and fire. The level 5 protection armor is so insanely broken, you don't even like need feather falling. He did a comparison with feather falling 4 and prop 5 armor, or just, you know, feather falling 4 and protection 4. The feather falling had 0 effect on the whatchamacallit, the god armor. Like the prop 5 compared to just prop 5 feather falling, it was the exact same number. Like the prop 5 was so overpowered, so powerful. The feather falling has no effect because the protection is just so strong, it protects you from it already. It's actually insane how overpowered it is. He compared it to normal protection 4 god armor against a piglin brute. The normal protection 4, which is what I have on now, could tank 12 hits from the piglin brute. 12. I mean, most people would hear that and be like, that's pretty good for a piglin brute. You know, those guys hit hard. The prop 5, 25 hits before the piglin brute killed him. It was actually insane. Like, I'm 100% going to have to try that. I'm going to have to go through the process. It's going to be a lot longer than the original process I had to go through, but I mean, it's for prop 5. How do you say no to that, right? Prop 5 god armor at that. So it's like another step above prop 5. I'm 100% going to have to try. I'm going to have to go for it. Probably not for a little while because I don't exactly want to go through this whole process again, at least not yet. I know I will. It's definitely worth it, but who knows? Maybe they'll figure out how to get prop 6. And if I wait a little bit, I can get that instead. No, I doubt it. The guy did talk about it. He said technically it might be possible, but because there are some game mechanics, but they have no idea how to do it yet. But I guarantee you it'll be happening someday. But in the meantime, I mean, protection 5, that's already unobtainable in vanilla. Or like just a normal world. So the fact that they were able to get it in vanilla just by going through some snapshots is insane. Because everyone knows about god armor. That's pretty normal. But protection 5? Ooh, that's, you know, that's next level. Okay, so we have finally, this is the very last thing that we got to do right here. 1, 2, 3, and then the dirt, and then we can fill the back hole. There we go. The mistake has finally been fixed. I still can't believe we made that ridiculous mistake in the first place, but it's looking a lot better now. Except I don't like how that looks, so there we go. We can go ahead and sleep through the night and carry on. Well, actually, didn't we finish that? We may have finished that layer already. We'll check in the morning. I actually think we did finish that layer. I don't know where that baby is, but I don't want to find out. What I would love, though, is the gunpowder. And if you didn't blow up my cliffs, that would be fantastic. All right. 4 more gunpowder. Wonderful. Make some rockets real quick with that. So, did we finish that layer? Yeah, we did. It goes all the way down. So now we just have to add in this final layer, which I did say we didn't have enough resources for, but we might be able to just barely finish this. We need to get up to level 98. And a lot of these are on like level 94. 93. So, I mean, if we're very careful and we don't waste any resources, this is very possible. Plus, most of the spots I don't even go like all the way up because I leave spots for you to see the moss sticking through. I think this is very possible to finish it without needing to go get more resources. That's very exciting. Very exciting indeed. And then here, and then once we get this all done, we'll come back through with the moss, of course. But in the meantime, we don't need to worry about that. So as we're building about this, we can go back to the what was I talking about? Oh, protection 5. I pretty much talked all about that though. So in the meantime, how about that we can talk about that horse redstone like racetrack I want to make. Because I think it's going to be really cool. If I can get it to work right. I have a few ideas. All right. So the idea here, basic thought for those of you who don't know the ridiculous thought of mine, but with 121.6, all right, it added, of course, the happy ghast, but it also added some brand new features for leads, which are very, very important to me. I'm actually so happy about these features. And those features, what they are, so leads, you can now lead entities together, which is absolutely huge for me. And since you can lead them together, this means that you could, say, lead a horse to a boat. You can connect the two entities, which is like really big deal. Because in Java here, you can put horses, or not horses, you can put boats and minecarts. So essentially what my thought is you could lead a horse to a boat, put that boat in a minecart, have that minecart be underground, like riding around on some sort of a track. And you could set up your own like horse racetrack pretty much, because the horses can be above ground and the leads from the minecarts will just be pulling the horse along. It might look a little weird, but I mean, it'd be a working playerless horse racetrack in Minecraft. I don't really think the weird little looking aspects of that matter, because that sentence is kind of crazy. That's the wrong block. And I've been thinking about ways you could do this, because I wanted to have a way that you could like bet on which horse would win, and then the redstone system would decide, you know, which horse wins. But there's no easy way to set up deciding which one wins. Oh, these aren't the right level. Of course, you could do something along the lines of you have like a random hopper system or whatever, or like a dropper, and it spits out a certain item, and depending on the redstone power level output of that item, that determines which horse wins. And that could work, but the issue is on how do you actually have the horse win? Because the only way to have the minecarts change speed, like during the race, would be if you have, you know, you swap out rails. And oh, I fell. And while swapping out rails, in theory, I missed a spot. In theory, sounds good. You can't like swap them out with a piston or anything, because pistons just break rails. So that all of a sudden that idea does not work. It's out. Doesn't work. No good. So what do I do? Well, then the thought is you could have the minecarts start at different times. So when the system decides which horse is the winner, you have that minecart start first, you know? And the system starts that that minecart, maybe, I don't know, 8 repeater ticks before the others, and that would work. I know how I could do that. I know how to do that. That would work. But then I feel like that kind of defeats the point, because you want to watch the horses race, and like that thrill, that surprise, I think should be at the end. And if you know that, I mean, it just, you know right out the gate which horse is winning, which I suppose isn't that big a deal. But that kind of bothers me, you know? I want it to be more of an authentic kind of feeling. Like you're actually watching these horses racing. You're like actually like excited. You're like, oh my God, which one's gonna win? I feel if you can tell which one's gonna win right out the gate, that kind of, you know, it's kind of not that great. So I'm not yet sure how to do that. I mean, if I can't think of anything by the time I want to actually implement the system, that's what I'm going to have to go with, I guess. That starting the minecart first system. But I mean, I feel like there's got to be a way that we can make it so that they all start at the same time, and as they're racing, somehow the track changes so that a certain horse can win. And for anyone who's like thinking, what if you like switch the track and have it go a different way depending on which one you want to win? I have considered that idea, and I've come to the conclusion that I don't really think that would work too well either, because I would have like 6 hopper minecart tracks probably. I don't know why I keep saying hopper minecart. I'd have probably 6-ish minecart tracks, which isn't, you know, that doesn't seem like it's too many. And, you know, that's fine. But the issue is because they'd all be right next to each other. What happens if one of those middle horses is set to win? I can't change the, whatchamacallit? I can't switch the track for one of those middle horses. That just wouldn't work. So what am I, you know, I can't do anything with that. So that doesn't work. I can't swap out rails. Another thought that I had is I could maybe, just maybe, I could get a, like have a piston open a hole and a minecart go underground, maybe 2 more blocks, and it gives it like a shortcut or something. I don't know. But remember, it's got to pull along the horse above ground, and if it goes below, it could snap the lead. If it goes deeper, it could snap the lead. If it takes a shortcut, like it might not... It can't go off the track, and you don't want the track to look like weird. You want that circle track, so I'm not really sure what the move is here. I know there's got to be a way. It has to be possible somehow. I just can't seem to figure it out yet. And I keep talking about it just out loud because it does help me, you know, bounce around ideas, but I still have yet to come up with anything. I'm just not sure how you could do that yet. But I swear, if I just keep yapping about it every stream, one of these times I'm going to have a genius idea, right? I'm going to have that spark. One of these times. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that's this time. I've got nothing still. But one of these times, I swear. Because I think it's a really good idea. If I have... Is there a way I can get like an armor stand to ride a horse? Because that would be... I think that'd be fantastic. You could have like little jockeys on the horses. I could definitely get with that. Okay, we got 1 piece of smooth basalt left. I cannot believe that we actually pulled this off. We had just enough resources, and we have enough leftover cobbled deep slate so we can make some more of these mini blocks here. So we can add these around, because I do add these. They just go like in these little areas here. Just dot them around real quick. Just these lower points, I'll put them in. Oh, that point's a little too low. Yeah, I can't believe that we had just enough items. Wow. All right. So we are almost done. Technically, the cliffs are now completed, but we are going to go ahead and add some moss because I've got a big old box of that all ready to go. So we can get this in here. All right, so that is all the player heads I've got. Or not all of them, but you know, that's like all the ones we're going to add to the area. We can go ahead and put both of those away. grab out our box of moss and look at all that. Ooh, yeah. Hopefully we got enough moss. I don't know why we wouldn't. I think moss is the resource we're definitely going to have enough of. Let's sleep through to the day. And then we can go ahead and get this top layer on. I do want to mark. We can go ahead and put a block there just to mark like the 2 layers so we can see. This was Tuesday's stream section. This is the section from today's stream. So we can mark them off. Or not mark them off, but just so we can like see, you know, the progress stream by stream. Once I actually start working on the episode, it is all just going to get blended together. Once I actually do the train, but that's probably not gonna... With any luck, I will start doing that tomorrow, but probably not. I don't think I'm going to be done designing the cathedral tomorrow. I do hope I can finish it between working on it tomorrow morning and Saturday morning, because then that would mean that the Saturday night stream, we can do resource gathering instead of whatever we would be doing otherwise. I don't really care to design builds on stream because I feel like I get too distracted with the whole streaming aspect. When I'm designing, I like to just, you know, put on some music and I just kind of sit there staring at it when I need to. Oftentimes I'll just like roll out of my chair and lay on the ground because something went wrong and I just need a sec to, you know, do whatever. And I don't really feel like I should be live streaming when I do that ridiculous stuff. So I don't really want to live stream the whole designing process. If I have nothing else, I will, but hopefully I can finish designing it pretty soon so that we can get to the resource collecting. Because we're going to need a lot of resources for that thing. Tell you what, if I don't have anything else by Saturday, we can make an entire stream just about building that rooted dirt farm in the world. Then I'll finally be able to stop talking about rooted dirt, right? Maybe. Probably not. I'll probably still go on and on and on about that farm because now that I have built it, I won't stop talking about how proud and happy I am about it. Seriously, I guarantee you anyone and everyone is sick of listening to me. Like everyone that knows me is sick of listening about this dang rooted dirt farm. I guarantee it. All right, so just got to spam on some carpets now. Try and add some of that mossy overhang. We can go ahead and clean up the inventory now. And that's it, guys. Oh, actually, we do want...
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
What the heck? Apparently, I somehow activated that. Okay. That was weird. Wasn't expecting that. We can go ahead and mark that block end. Just like that. All right, so let's go put all the shulker boxes back over there, and then we'll take a look with the shaders at our work for today. We won't be going any farther with this tonight because we are completely out of the basalt and the cobbled deep slate. And we ended up spending about an hour and a half last stream just collecting resources. Yeah, we're already 2 hours and 15 minutes into the stream, so we're not going to be spending another 2 hours collecting resources. And for the record, the resources that we were collecting on... Okay, I had to check if that was on, and I didn't hear it. That we were collecting was not those two. Like, those two resources I pre-collected because I knew they were going to take the longest. So we're not... we're not about to do that today. No, thank you. But there it is. Look at the progress. Let me go ahead and land on the boat We can free cam it, get more of a steady... Oh, actually, since we've been loading this the whole time... Alright, that's not bad. That's not bad. Considering that we've only been in this area maybe... I don't know... 3 hours over the last 2 streams. I mean, that's pretty good. I know a lot of that was there beforehand, but... Anyway, the cliffs. So this was the section from Tuesday, of course. This is today's section. It looks really good. And we can actually see, does it look like it just rolls away? It kind of does. If you, yeah, like tree there, it kind of looks like the cliffs might just be curving away. It does look good. And now I can come in here and I can get shots of the build that's going here. I believe the build is probably going to be sticking out to around here though. So we may need to take another stream to expand these cliffs out to around here. Out here will 100% be far enough, but this works for now. It's not bad. Or instead of doing another stream on this, maybe I just do this tomorrow morning, something like that. But yeah, it's looking really good. We can look at it on the map. These cliffs are going on from starting here all the way over. I mean, this is ridiculous how long that is. Absolutely ridiculous. How long do we think this is? Oh, that's probably 50 there. I mean, this is probably upwards of 500 to 700 blocks long worth of cliffs right there. I mean, that's wow. Here, let's go ahead. I know it might get a little laggy for the stream, but we'll turn the render distance all the way up just so we can see all of the cliffs. Let it load in slowly, little by little. Really struggling over there, isn't it? Can we get that? Yes, we can. That is the entirety of the cliffs that we have so far. Just wow. That's pretty magical. I don't even know. I'm probably not even getting all of this in the short format video. Oh, now I'm too far out, but it is absolutely ridiculous. Originally, it started as just wanting to like paint this picture for when you're standing on the bow of that boat, but now we're coming all the way around here, and we're probably gonna, like I said earlier, take this all the way down to that logging village. And I've been thinking about what I want to do with these cliffs. I think we're gonna add cliffs on that side too. So you'll be coming through like a canyon. And I kind of think these cliffs, I could run them all the way down. All the way down this landmass. Maybe not all the way down to like here. Maybe we cut it off like here or something. And then just kind of, I don't know, pretend that land doesn't exist or something. But I mean, create some other sort of land mass that's, you know, got these cliffs around it to kind of separate it from this normal world generation and everything. I mean, I have no idea what I would want to put on this landmass yet. But I mean, once you get rid of all the forest, there's a lot to work with over here. And once I have this cathedral in place and the other things that are going to go around here, and that forest is going to expand over here, you got the cottage. I mean, you're going to have everything in view. So it's a prime spot, kind of right in the middle of a lot of my projects. No idea what I'd put there yet, so ideas are welcome. But yeah, this place is really coming along. Seriously, thank you all so much for joining me in tonight's stream. I hope you had a good time. And if you did, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Turn on that little bell so you don't miss any other time I go live. Anyway, that's going to be it from me tonight. So I will see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.